baby. So,
Well,
where'd you grow up? You first.
You
No,
first, alright.
come on, man.
All right, so,
we all know where Tyson's from. Shit, look at him. He's draped.
Cause what? From the
He's
area
from
and
the area. We're from the area, but he's from the area.
Yeah. The area, but then there's the actual dirt. It's the dirt area. That's where he's from, exactly. So
Actually, like, funny thing how you're just saying about, you know, with this podcast, you know, trying to keep it hip hop, keep it with the culture. I actually first met you at a hip hop event years
You're
back.
lying.
Nah, years back.
Yeah.
Because I used to be a break dancer,
Break
a
dancer.
hip hop
Yeah.
dancer. So there was this hip hop event. I think it could have been like Bankstown area. It could have been a Bankstown, like a local event, or in Parramatta. Actually, it was in the Roxy. It was in
Roxy.
It was in the Roxy. It was in the Roxy, and
I think you've told me this.
yeah,
Was I
my crew was, you know, had to do like a little dance thing, and
Like,
then
see how you just shrugs it off, like a little dancing.
Yeah.
Cunts are probably spinning on their
No,
heads, but
no.
it was just a little dancing.
yeah, and then shout out to my old dance crew, DMK and the Chicky Bombs.
You?
Shout out to
Oh, wait, Merv?
no,
was Merv
Merv,
in
Merv's,
Chicky Bombs?
nah, he was in 463, but yeah, well,
Merv Victorino.
yeah, we actually
Shout out
did-
to Merv Victorino.
Shout out to Mervs. Yeah, he's one of the boys as well. So actually he let me practice on his leg when I was an apprentice too. Anyways, yeah. So
So I'm telling you, this is exactly why we do this
Yeah.
fucking podcast. But it's going to be like the
he's a fellow Bankstown boy as well. He's from the
Yeah.
area too.
Yes, the
Area.
boys. So yeah.
Anyways, yeah. And the first time I met you is because you were the first person that I see verbal scratch, and it blew my mind. Like
What? Verbal what?
you know,
all that shit.
that, yeah.
Verbal.
Yeah, this was like the early 2000s. This is early
Damn.
2000s, and he was the first one I did that. Like, yeah, you know, everyone beatboxed.
Yeah.
But when he was rapping, he'd verbal scratch when he was rapping in one of his sets, and
Whoa.
it blew my mind. And
Fuck, here we go.
I had to like after the show, I had to like suck his dick. I was like, hey man.
Yeah, babe, I
how you do
swear, he
that
did suck
tongue.
my dick, sweetheart,
Yeah.
because I know my girl's watching. Like, Ron did not suck my dick at any time.
Whoa.
Like, it's fine. But anyway,
Yeah.
but I know what you mean.
Yeah, I was like, man, that was mate. Yeah, so that was the first time I met you.
It's
At a
fucking
hip-hop
mad
event.
love. But, so,
Oh yeah, so back to
where'd
my
you grow
question.
up, bro?
So back to the question.
But that's fucking
back
you
to
know
the
what?
question.
That's a sick like trip down memory lane because R.I.P. Roxy.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh yeah, it's gone now.
gone, eh?
That was actually haunted.
Is it?
Yeah, it was haunted. The old theatre, there was. You ask anyone that works there, there's always apparitions, like people sitting up the top and stuff like that all the time.
Damn.
Fuck that. I know that you'd have a problem with that.
Nah, I got no issues.
Are you going to be going down?
I'd be having issues if they were, you know, hanging around, go with that mouth thing, you know.
I'd be having trouble if they were sucking my. No,
Yeah.
This reminds me of that
PG.
scene in the Ghostbusters. Do you remember that? No, anyway. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so yeah.
Oh, yeah,
where-
so
area.
back
Where was
yeah.
the area? The area.
So the area I grew up in, Minchinbury, Mount Druitt. Yeah, my parents are still there now. And yeah, I started out as a dancer. That's where I met you. And then after dancing, I quit dancing to become a Muay Thai fighter. So I fought
Yeah,
for
bro.
Full Force Gym in Blacktown. And then I quit fighting to pursue tattooing. So
God damn.
that's-
From the
that's my
area to
story.
all the areas.
Yeah.
Tice,
Yeah.
I have to ask,
Yeah.
even though we all know where you're from, but where you from?
Belmore,
Yeah,
home of the Brave,
absolutely.
home of Canterbury Bulldogs.
Home of Belmore Oval.
Yeah.
Yeah, amen.
Amen.
Born and bred.
Nah, I was actually born in St. Leonard's in North Sydney.
Shout out to Molotov.
Shout out to the
Molotov's
North
to the
Sure.
yuppies, the north side yuppies.
Yeah. Yeah. Those guys.
That's what you got your high taste for, ladies. I don't even know what that means,
Oh,
but yeah,
I thought you were
that
gonna
made sense
say
a bit.
that's why. You,
Got your high taste for Coke? No, joking.
Whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
man!
Whoa.
Coca-Cola is
Whoa.
no. I
want to
believe in
talk about
Pepsi
the North
Max.
Sydney Bears, and this
No.
guy wants to fondle with.
Shout out to the
ladies.
North Sydney Bears and the best NRL retro jerseys.
100%. 100%.
All right, but you can't
Yeah.
be caught dead in that though.
Sorry?
You can't be caught dead in a North Sydney Bears jersey.
Of course I can.
Okay.
I can walk around naked. Nah, I can't because my mum will slap me. But you know, I mean around the area and that.
It's true.
I won't do
The
that.
area and that.
I won't ever do it. I won't never ever disrespect the area like that.
No, you can't. Otherwise, the area will get you.
Oh, yeah.
In school, right? I want to talk about school years. Where'd you go to school?
I went to St. Agnes, represent Rudy Hill. Then I went to Loyola, Mount Druitt represent Loyola. It's not there anymore. They closed the school down because there was
Why? Because of 1-4.
it's,
No, I
it's-
just
Who
saying
wants
everything
to
got 1-4. No jokes.
That's
Shout out to
it.
1-4, it's
yeah,
sick
no,
cunts.
we had a very high failure.
Yo,
That's the same school that me and Ricky went to.
You went to Loyola?
Loyola.
Represent.
Shout
Loyola
outs, shout
represent.
outs.
Wait, it's not there anymore?
No, they made it into a technical college,
What does that mean?
like where you learn technical things.
So they're like technically it's not a school.
technically, it's not technically. Yeah.
If anyone's going there, like I'm sure you're educated as well. Like,
Yeah, but it's funny. I actually had nieces and nephews there, and that school actually started doing random drug testing at the school.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
but,
what?
But yeah, shout out to the people in the area because we don't take drugs. But it's just it was just the school was
yeah, we
it was just wild. The teachers were wild.
What were your interests growing up in terms of artistically? Like for example, for myself, because I was always doodling in the back of the class, it'd be like Sharpies, fucking Faber-Castell, Bics. It was just that, you know what I mean? So, you know, were you like, did you have any like genuine outlets, or was it more just like sketching up and shit?
Like growing up,
graffiti.
yeah, your graffiti. So that's a big thing. Yeah, so growing up, you know, being into hip hop and stuff, you know, all of our friends were writing, and you know, back then, you know, it wasn't really so much about gangs and stuff like that. You know, obviously a little bit older, there was like, you know, gangs and stuff like that. But when we're really young, we used to look up to like graffiti gangs, or not graffiti gangs, but graffiti crews and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know, like Death Wish Cast, you know, looking up to like the old heads, like you know, the KOC, like B-Boy All Stars and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're into like hip hop, like break dancing and stuff. Obviously, we had to try to get involved in everything, you know. So you know, growing up, you know, everyone that was into hip hop had to be into like everything that was hip hop, you know.
Elements.
Yeah, all the elements,
Had
you
to at
know.
least like do one or two.
Yeah, that's right. You know, so you know, obviously, you know, growing up in the West, because we did look up to them, you know, to them kings. You know, we had to, you know, look up to the best graffiti artists and the kings back then. You know, so,
So did you put up or
I did,
were
and
you
then I
more
got
like-
busted in 2000. Yeah,
Wait, what on a train or something?
on a train. Yeah, just on inside. Yeah,
Oh, shit,
so-
really?
Yeah, so that was the end of my graffiti career, man. I was like, you know, after
I'm
this,
like-
man.
What's wrong, son? Transit cops fuck my dream up of graffiti.
Yeah, nah, because having strict Filipino parents, man, like
So you got
My dad-
busted, but
yeah,
Oh,
but yeah,
shit.
but I was only in year 12 then, so
that's a big deal. Like when
it,
you're
it was a
12, you're
big
supposed to be
deal.
concentrating on
Yeah,
school.
because I was still in school, but
Fuck, eat
you
some
know, I just
lollies,
had
by the way.
to couple of weekends. I just had to paint a few fences, but you know, like,
Like not paint them like that, Ron.
yeah. But yeah, like shout out to the people that kept it real. But yeah, the going to jail for graffiti wasn't you know, like I wasn't about that life, you know.
I found out very early that I wasn't
Yeah,
about that.
but when my dad started, you know, swinging on me and stuff, I wasn't about that life.
Then you were like, maybe I will go to jail.
Yeah.
Maybe it's easier
Yeah.
there. What about you, Tice? Like, was there anything like any medium that you chose before? Like when you know, was it like? And maybe that's interesting with the Pacific stuff. Like,
Like,
You know?
if I wasn't drawing on myself, you know, a lot of, you know, tattoo designs or tattoo designs, I'd you know, often see, like, in the books I did have, if I wasn't drawing on myself, I was actually just freehanding it on all my friends with a pen.
really?
Back in school, yeah, just armbands, like forearm sleeves, chest pieces, just for fun.
That's so fucking dope, man. To
Yeah.
hear like people like doing like tattoos before they're actually doing tattoos.
I'd cop a lot of shit from the teachers because like they well, you know,
You're not supposed
it wasn't a great look for the school for
Yeah,
one.
of course,
and, ink poisoning.
What?
Yeah, they hit me up like, you can't be doing that, mate. It's gonna lead to ink poisoning. I was like, all right, sir.
Do you know how the body works, sir?
That was from a science teacher too, man. I was just like, all right, sir. Like he didn't
Get back to the
want
Bunsen
to
burners,
further
bro.
his explanation, but yeah, I was like, all right, cool, ink poisoning. So who wants another sleeve, you know, for me to draw up in lunch, you know? So
That's
yeah,
fucking dope.
yeah, that's how pretty much the grassroots of where I was.
Now the funny thing is, when we first sort of like, I think chilled was that time in Crow's Nest, and I met you through
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles. Which I think back now, I was like, that was the first time actually I feel like, you know, we chilled because we went, got some food.
Yeah,
and
I was
shit
just
like that.
a fanboy with Fig Kid back then.
Yeah, but it's,
You
you
know,
carried it well, bro. You were
Like,
just making laugh.
when I saw Goddard, I was like, man, that's the guy that verbal scratched.
There he is.
There he
Fuck
is,
his whole
man.
rap career.
He's made it.
He fucking verbal scratch one time that blew my mind. But you know, that's the first time I feel like you first probably like hung out. On one thing that was really interesting is because like, and I think I've sort of maybe talked to you about this, and maybe you as well, Tyus. But for the most part, like I do know a handful of like cool tattooers, like cool.
Thanks, bro.
I know like also a lot of tattooers that are like just the maddest cunts out, and you know, like I've met a lot of those. I think it's changed a bit now. You know, there's a lot more like cooler tattooers, like, and like, you know, you can chill. But back in the day, bro, they were like hard cunts. You know what I mean? And so like it was very intimidating to go into a tattoo shop, and you know they
Times have changed. Like
fucking know.
back in the days, like you'd walk into a tattoo shop and there'll be intimidating people in the shop, and they'll just have flash, as in like you know, just pictures on the wall with numbers on it, and you could just walk into a tattoo shop and be like, give me the number 12. You know, it's completely different now. Like
yeah,
like to find a Happy Meal or something.
Chinese shop, like, give me the fucking roast duck fucking noodle soup.
that, honestly, that's how it was, like getting a tattoo. Like there was nothing really custom back then, you know, where this day and age, you know, everything, it's a completely different world now with you know, with the art and stuff like that.
It is, but you know, I feel like at that time, it's probably on a time where, you know, maybe it was transitioning to become a bit more popular, like you say, like it was probably changing. So meeting you and going like, fuck, like you're a cool guy at that stage. You're a cool guy. Mate, that sounds so soft, but it's cool.
Yeah. Thanks, mate.
But at that time, how long had you been? Because fuck, what year was that? Sprinks. This would be like 2011 or 12, maybe.
Yeah, it was years ago, man.
It was
I think
years
I
ago.
was there. 2000.
How long have you been tattooing by that stage?
Oh, I don't even know. I actually took like 2 years off tattooing before I went to Crow's Nest.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. After my apprenticeship, I felt so burnt out.
Because were you pumping it at your apprenticeship?
I was pumping it, man. Pumping it, long hours, and I was like, man, I don't think this is for me. So I actually quit tattooing for 2 years.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tyus, when did you start?
I got an apprenticeship in 2007. So you could kind of say that my career started maybe 08, 09,
Yeah.
around that time. Yeah.
Yeah, hectic.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to
Jeez.
know, right? Because I feel like, you know, after that, it did sort of start to change after I met you. You know what I mean? And, you know, the scene started to change, you know, for better, for worse. And I mean, like, during that transition of, you know, like passing on the old to the new, did you feel like it took away, like, how would I say, the exclusivity of tattooing? Do you know what I mean? Because before, when it was intimidating, like, and like when tattoos weren't easy to get, because I'll tell you, give you an example, right? Sorry, I'm just going to say.
No, go.
So I remember walking into like a shop near Central, and I went in and I just wanted to get, I think, the 13 on my hand. And I remember walking in, and bro, they were so fucking like, fuck this cunt. Like, and I was like, hey man, I just wanted to get a little 13 on my hand. So he goes, mate, we don't do hands, right? And I'm like, oh no, like, I had a jumper on. I'm like, nah man, I've got like, you know, I'm sort of basically already fucked, so, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, fuck, can you do a hand for this cunt? He's already fucked. And then he's like, oh, fuck, get him in here. Fucking fist like fucking $70, get him out. Like, it was really like, it wasn't easy to go in and get a tattoo, especially if you were going to ask for something like that back
Very
then, like
visible.
they really didn't want to touch.
Yeah.
You know, so, but in a sense, it was sort of like, well, you had to work harder to get your tats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't just be some fucking random, because I've been at fucking Skin Deep how many times, and like, it fucking pisses me off how many drunk fucking inner west preppy fucking hipster fuckhead walks past and be like, where the fuck you get a tattoo? And you're like, oh, shut the fuck up. I don't even know how you survived there, right? So, do you think that transition, you know, do you miss that element of like the old school, or are you sort of, because I mean, obviously, you know, the business has flourished, but like in terms of the culture?
The culture has definitely changed.
100% has changed.
Like back in those days, you know, again, like not a lot of people were getting tattoos. So this day and age, man, we're doing like grandmas, we're doing lawyers, doctors.
Yeah.
I think as cheesy as it is, I think a lot of the tattoo shows kind of, you know, broke that mold for everyone. As I think as soon as like Miami Ink or something came out, you know.
Fuck, remember Miami
Yeah,
Ink?
man.
What was that dude's name?
Army James.
Jinx.
He's
Fuck me, like totally fucking, I don't know who that
shout
guy
out to
is.
Army James. He's actually following me on Instagram.
Oh, all right. I'm going to go get a Pepsi Max. G'd Up, right? Massive shout out to G'd Up.
Massive shout out,
Paco.
Jakey, Paco,
Jakey, yep.
and the boys.
Bowie. That's one relationship that I've noticed that you work hard to maintain, and you know, for the better. You know, I think it's really good to see that, you know, collaborative effort. And you just did your first collaboration with them, which is fucking so dope. You know when you said
I couldn't wear it today. It's been raining the past few months, so it's the past few days, so it's still a bit damp. I was gonna wear it today, but
Feels like months, eh?
yeah. Honestly, it's been raining all week, man.
yeah, it has, but it's sort of dope sitting back as like one of the, you know, like watching. Oh, fuck, that's mad. Finally,
Yeah,
something
man.
popped off. But I want to talk like how do you know the boys? Like what sort of attracted you to the brand? Because you know obviously I love the boys as well.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've got massive respect for them. But how did you know them, or how did you build with them? And you know, I probably know the answer to this, but I'll hear it from you. Like, what took so long for the collab to happen?
Oh, well, to be honest, yeah, like, so I don't know if you guys know, but the boys from G'd Up, they're Westies as well. So
Very
they grew up in
Westies.
Penrith.
Penrith
Yeah,
boys, yep.
grew up in Penrith, and because I'm from Mincho Mount Druitt, it's you know, we're all kind of like everyone who's at kind of like at a level of success, and we're kind of
Or
from that.
creativity, I feel.
Yeah. And I think it's also because, you know, we're from the same area, you know, we know the go, you know, we know each other, like we get each other, you know, so years ago, when they first started out, I actually used to buy G'd Up stuff, and you know, I found out through a mutual friend who used to model for him. Shout out to Bettina Banks, Betty.
Oh,
Yeah,
Betty,
yeah,
straight
yeah.
up.
So Betty used to model for them, and because I used to work with Betty at General Pants back in the days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I worked with Betty, so that's how we became good friends.
Ace Wonder.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Ace Wonder.
Yeah. Yeah. So she was modeling for G'd Up back in the days, and was like, oh man, like my good mate, and he's my tattooist. You know, where's your stuff? And then them boys checked me and like, fuck yeah, I like his stuff too. And you know, next thing you know, I ended up tattooing the owners, and they brought me a bunch of gear that sesh. And then, you know, the rest
I'm
is
like
history.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking
So
And why did it take so long?
to be honest, man, like I'm a real busy guy, and they're extremely busy. Like,
Straight up.
I think like to do well, because they are doing so well, to do well in you know, apparel and clothes, you got to pump shit out all the time. Like,
And they do it well.
yeah, they do like every season they're doing 2 or 3 drops every season. So
And the ranges are fucking deep. It's
Yeah.
not like 5 pieces. It's
nah,
like 20
man,
fucking
yeah,
pieces
that's
a
right.
drop, yeah.
You know, and because they're such a small family, you know, it's not as successful as they are. It's not a big you know, like
Organisation.
a organization.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, they're such a small little group. You know, 1 or 2 of them doing the designs. It's ridiculous how successful they're going. But yeah, as soon as they're, you know, working out 3 drops, they're already thinking of the next drop, already designed the next drop.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
So it's just about teeing up the right time for you
yeah.
guys.
So like they've always been busy, and I've always been busy. So yeah, and funny enough, you know, we actually did start talking about it before the whole lockdown, before COVID, and we started working on it, and yeah, now was the best time.
Were you fucking stoked or what?
Yeah, it was
Like you
cool,
finally had your own
man.
G-Dub shit, bro.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was so cool. Yeah, I'm wrapped, man, and I'm getting people, because that piece, that drop, we only did 100 pieces, just testing the waters, and they sold out like really quick, you know.
They
so
would have, man,
That's
because the
hectic.
association, like everyone knows as well that you know you tattooed Jake, obviously. Because one thing I fucking love about Jake, and I said this to him, you know, fucking ages ago, when you know went through a little bit of a lull, you know, they just slowed down for a little bit. I was like, yo, like you're the fucking face of it, bro. Like you got to be plastered all over this shit. You know what I mean? And he's sort of like lately he's been like, you know, all over it again.
Yeah, like the walk and talk. I think it's the best
Yes.
thing. Yeah, I think it's the best thing for that social media. It puts a face to the company, and you know, like the people that buy the clothes, they love that shit. They like to know the stories. They like to know. It's quite personal, you know.
Very
Yeah,
personal.
It's very personal. So
It's like it's family shit.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
right.
So Tyson's looking for a G-Dub connection. Magics.
yeah,
Huh?
You want a G-Dub collab as well, don't you?
Sure, everyone wants one.
No, you can
no,
do
shit,
it.
also G'd up, like 'cause when I was working for Tice, like we'd have flash events, and Jake would drop by and actually, you know,
Sort us out.
yeah, he'll sort us out. He'll give like a big box of G'd up stuff to give away during his flash days and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hectic,
Jake
bro.
has helped out Tice and the boys as well, and the Skin
Very
Deep boys.
Yeah,
so
super supportive when you know Ron was at our shop and we were doing flash days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flash days pop off, eh?
Oh, bro, it's a
never been to
celebration of
Feel
you know
bad.
doing cool tats on cool people.